One of the way to show your good works is to shine your light. And you shine your light in the midst of darkness. So what it simply means is this, that in order to shine your light, you need to shine your light in the midst of darkness, solve problems for people. There are lots of people problems. Let's take Nigeria for instance. There are lots of problems in Nigeria, and those particular problems are not being solved. You see, it is the responsibility of the church to begin to raise men that will solve the problems of society. That is what good works is. And we are all admonished to do good works. So when you solve problems for people, they will see what you've done as good works and they will give glory to God. So for now, we've not actually been doing that. But it's important that we get to a place where we begin to tackle the challenges of society. Take a nation like Ukraine. Ukraine is actually known as a nation where the church went out of its way to solve the problem of society. Pastor Sunday Adelaja had quite a number of NGOs within his church. Now, it is not the church organization that is solving the problem. The church is empowering its people to go and solve this problem. So the last time I asked him, he said they had about 1,000 and something uh, NGOs in the church. And each one of these NGO is focused on solving a particular problem in the society. That's amazing. But do we have that? So the church in Ukraine is actually reckoned with because that particular church is impacting the lives of people. Every single church organization need to embrace this particular concept that we need to be good to the world. And the way to be good to the world is to shine our light in the midst of their darkness. We are the light of the world as long as we're on earth. So we need to shine their light. So which means when they have a problem, it is our responsibility to solve those problems for them. That is what it means to shine your light in the midst of darkness. If we are not shining our light in the midst of their darkness, then what are we doing? We need to continually dispel the darkness that is around them. And as we continually dispel that particular darkness, you'll find out that people begin to enjoy the best of life. And they begin to say, oh, it is as a result of what the church is doing. But you see, they have a problem. The church is doing nothing. The church is taking care of itself, and the society is getting bad and bad and bad. It doesn't help anybody. So the church need to position itself and begin to train its people, empower the people to become problem solvers. Every single problem they identify in the society, you empower people to go out and solve that particular problem. They may form companies, they may form businesses, get to know what their passion is. And when they shine their light in darkness, the darkness cannot comprehend it because that is what it is. They will solve the problems of humanity. And that is where people begin to see the good works of the church. Then the church becomes a force of for good in society. If we're not solving their problems, how can we be a force for good? How can we be helpful? You get me? We'll become a salt that's lost its saltiness. And because of that, we'll be thrown away. But we don't want to be thrown away. We want to be valuable to people. We want to be useful. We want to be relevant. You see, most churches are actually not relevant. That's why you ask this question. If that particular church closes, what happens next? Will people miss you? Have you been solving the problem in that particular society? Have you been solving the problem in that community? Will they miss you? Will they say, oh, there once was a church here that was building people, and those people were focusing on solving our problems? You get me? When you do that, you find out that every other person in that particular society begin to focus on the church. That is how Sunday Adelaja built a church that caused a revolution in Ukraine. Here in Nigeria, we have lots of churches, lots of them. But you see, none of them is solving the problem of Nigeria. And what is happening? The churches, the world, the Nigeria is getting worse. We are not attacking the problem of poverty. We think that the best way to attack poverty is to preach about prosperity, that they give to the church and God will bless them, or to teach that people should start businesses. You get me? Those are not the thing. Or we put money, we have a welfare system within the church where we give people money. It doesn't solve the problem of poverty. The church cannot solve it. Only the people within the church can solve it. So pastors need to stop focusing on all those activities and focus on the one thing that God has given them to do. Equip, feed the saints, and equip them for the work of ministry. Then allow the people to be the light of the world. Allow the people, empower them, free them, let them solve the problem of society. Then the whole world will see that the good work we're doing and they'll give glory to God. Then the church will be a force to be reckoned with on earth.